use them to teach the children about quarter notes and eighth notes. And so what we did was because they're very young, it's easier to make a transition for them when you do tas and TTs as animal sounds. So we had tigers and cats. What we did was we showed the pictures to the children of a single note by itself. We're going to call that cat. So every time you see this note, you're going to say cat, 4 cats. Do you think we can all do this together?
Cat, 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 cat.
Good. Can you say it and clap it at the same time? You ready? Go.
Cat, 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 cat.
Very good. You're all so smart. All right, we have another one here. This is called tiger. It looks like cat, but it's connected on top to a friend. It has 2 sounds. We say tiger. So if I put these notes down, I have tiger, tiger. Let's say it first, just tiger. Here we go.
Tiger, 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 tiger.
Very nice. Can we clap the word tiger? Here we go.
Tiger, 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 tiger.
Now what I want to do is mix it up a little bit because you're so smart that this is too easy for you. So I'm going to take this away and I'm going to take this away. All right, this time we're going to clap the word cat. We have another cat here. What do we have here? A tiger, and then we have another cat. So let's see if we can just say it first.
Cat, cat, tiger, cat.
Very nice. You can clap it and say it. Here we go.
Cat, cat, tiger, cat.
Do you think you can just clap it and say the words in your head? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Very nice. You can end with that. You can go the following week or 2 weeks later, and you can dwell and you can say, okay, we're not going to use cat anymore. Now we're going to use the note, and we're going to call this ta. So you're eventually going to get the ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, and then we mix it up a little bit. We can start with this.
But that once they get used to using the words tiger, that they don't want to switch over.
Yeah,
And cat, it was cat, cat. For my kids, like they're having a hard time transitioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any suggestions
Do you have any
on?
suggestions on it?
Putting something in front of it so you just don't see the pictures anymore?
You can start with the older kids and say ti ti ta, ti ti ta. They're fine with that, but the little ones really need that the animals to relate it to.
I find the older ones say that they'll say it anyway.
What, the words?
The words.
Can they whisper it in their head and clap it in their hands?
I'll have to try
And then
that.
you got them doing the words. So instead of saying tiger, we're just gonna clap. Don't say it out loud. Just you say ta when you see this. Say ta.
Ta.
There it is. Can you clap the word ta? Ta. Wow, it sounds just like cat, but now you're grown up and you're doing it. Say it in our head. You say T instead of tiger. T. So then you can eventually just switch off and say, okay, remember what cat was, now it's ta. Remember what tiger was, now it's TT. From now on, I'm not going to say tiger and cat. I'm going to say ta and TT or TT and ta, whichever way you want. And then what we did as the year went on last year, we added, at the second meeting, we added on the rest. And we said, shh. So now we have TT, shh, ta, ta. By the end of the year, they were able to make rhythms including half notes and whole note also. So then we were putting all our cards across, and we wound up having like 3 or 4 measures: ta ta, ti ti ta, bird, bird, or half note. We related half note to bird. Then we had a whole note, which was zoo. So we said zoo, it was 4 counts. So that's what you're working towards. And as you have your different themes, like we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about squirrels and acorns. Squirrel, squirrel, acorn, squirrel. You can change the word, so acorn would be your TT, and your ta would be squirrel. Or in the wintertime, I don't know, jingle, 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 bell, bell. And bell could be the ta. You know what I mean? So you can really mix it around.
I'm just gonna say this ahead of time because this is kind of important. I figured it out. You might have figured it out faster than me, but if you just let them play the drum, eventually they're gonna play it like really, really loud.
Yeah.
Like that's all they're gonna try to do, right? So like suggesting something like, let's see how many sounds we can make with the drum, like. And then if someone makes a new sound, like really make a big deal about it. This one kid did this one week because we were making the crab from the finger play. And he did this on the drum, and I was like, ooh, so everyone was doing that. And then someone else did this, and I was like, oh, that sounds like the ocean. So it kind of compared to like the crowd, ocean, all those kinds of sounds. And And so then they started doing like the finger plays on the drum and seeing like what the different animals made, which was really cool. I thought like they just came up with that on their own. But the original song that I sing before I pass the drum around to everybody. I think it'll be a little easier if you just use your beaters, but I play it like this. I learned this in school. Drumming song, it's time to drum, drum, it's time to drum, drum. Drumming song, who wants a turn, who wants a turn? And I have, and usually I say who wants a turn to the young ones, because especially the 2-year-olds, like you'll get some of them to talk. But yeah, for the 2-year-olds actually, I wait till someone says something. Even if they make a noise, I'm like, who wants a turn? And I look around. If someone even goes like, you know, like I go, oh, okay, you want a turn, you know? And then, you know, say the kid's name was, Joey, like, I play the drum kind of like this in front of them if they haven't started yet themselves, and I go, drumming song. And then I wait till they play something, right? And then you start the words again while they're playing. And then, you know, when they're playing, just be like, now Joey drums, watch Joey drum, something like that, you know, so everybody else is watching, you know. So, and then you like say to the kids, if they get like a little restless, especially in big groups, you say things like, listen to what they're doing, you know, and maybe you could try it, you know, something like that. Or like, when you're doing like, let's see how many sounds we can make, like, oh, listen to this sound, it's really cool, or something. So that's my song. So I guess I'll just play it. This is just and then you go up like this, so.
So you're hitting with your thumb?
The side of your thumb, and then up here. Yeah. With your middle finger, yeah. So your thumb and then your middle finger, right? They'll make different noises. So I do boom, 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 like that. And in between I have this finger going. An easier thing would be like, drumming song, it's time to drum, drum, it's time to drum. Or like you go drum, drum, so it's like a stop sound.
It's time to drum, drum. Drumming song, it's time to drum, drum. It's time to drum, drum. Drumming song, it's time to drum, drum. It's time to drum, drum.
And I have the kids hit on their knees, rhythm, rhythm. And then while they're doing that, mellow, mellow, melody, mellow, mellow, melody, and rhythm, rhythm. And I alternate them, and then I ask them, okay, what was the part where I, you know, went like this? What's the part that you can clap or hit your legs along to? And they'll say rhythm, because that's what we were saying in the song. And then you ask them what the other part was in melody. So I have like a little lesson about music, the different parts of music.
Mellow, mellow, melody, mellow, mellow, melody, rhythm, 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 rhythm.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Sure. It's a little bit different. We have the counting songs, 1 to 5, 5 to 1. But this is really simple addition. So it might be better for the little bit older children. But it does provide a little different learning opportunity. So we have our 1 bat. So we're going to use one hand to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counting, and this is the bat flying. Or you can come up with your own creative idea for it. I just write the words. I don't always come up with movements as creatively as some of you might do. Right, so it's 1 bat hanging in the steeple, 1 bat flies in through the door. That makes 2 bats in my belfry, wonderful, but there are more. 2 bats hanging in the steeple, 1 bat flies in through the door. That makes 3 bats in my belfry, wonderful, but there are more. 3 bats hanging in the steeple, 1 bat flies in through the door. That makes 4 bats in my belfry, wonderful, but there are more. 4 bats hanging in the steeple, 1 bat flies in through the door. That makes 5 bats in my belfry, wonderful, but are there more?
No.
Are there more? Do you think there are more?
No.
No? more bass.
And then, no.
When we went over it that day, remember when we got to the end and we said, wonderful, but there are more. And then we got them, so you
Well,
can
we
change
changed
it
it, yeah.
animatedly, you know, with your
We
voice.
changed it to, there are no more.
Or no more.
So, but you know, you can make the ending of however. So you're gonna ask the children to form a circle, and we're gonna do the tune of the Hokey Pokey. So simple, and you can change up the movements. It's just a way to use our shakers and add movement to it rather than just sitting in place and shaking to a particular song. You put your shaker in, you put your shaker out, you put your shaker in, and you shake it all out. Then you raise your shaker high in the air, and you do a little dance with a dancing flag. You hold your shaker down, you raise your shaker up, you hold your shaker down, and you shake it all about. Then you raise your shaker high in the air, and you do a little move with a dancing flag. You put your shaker front, you put your shaker back, you put your shaker front, and you shake it all about. Then you raise the shaker high in the air, and you do a little move with a dancing flair. You shake it back and forth, and then you turn around. You shake it back and forth, and you shake it all about. You do a little move with a dancing flair. That's what it's all about. Woo! That's what it's all about. Woo! So we're going to tap or clap, let's just tap our knees, and then echo, we're going on safari.
We're going on safari.
Driving through the jungle.
Driving through the jungle.
We're riding in a big jeep.
We're riding in a big jeep.
We make no noise.
We make no noise.
No beep, beep, beep. Eating a banana.
Eating a banana.
Singing on a tree vine.
Singing on a tree vine.
Wish she was a friend of mine.
Wish she was a friend of mine.
Next we see a hippo.
Next we see a hippo.
Mouth wide.
Opens up his mouth wide.
Can't get close to look inside.
Can't get close to look inside.
Then we hear a lion.
Then we hear a lion.
Then we see his baby cub.
And we see his baby cub.
Listen to the baby snore.
Listen to the baby snore.
Boy, we're getting thirsty.
Boy, we're getting thirsty.
Sweat is pouring down.
Sweat is pouring down.
It sure is getting hotter.
It sure is getting hotter.
Drink a glass of water. Look at all the elephants.
Look at all the elephants.
Walking trunk to tail.
Walking trunk to tail.
See their gray and wrinkled skin.
See their gray and wrinkled skin.
Need to rub some lotion in.
Need to rub some lotion in.
Now we see the zebra.
Now we see the zebras.
The stripes are black and white.
The stripes are black and white.
Wonder what they look like.
Wonder what they look like
When it's dark at night.
when it's dark at night.
We're leaving our safari.
We're leaving our safari.
Driving through the jungle.
Driving through the jungle.
We're riding in a big jeep.
We're riding in a big jeep. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay, so this just goes like the bar rap.
Old MacDonald worked hard and long. From early morning sang a silly song. Say E-I-E, E-I-O, E-I-E-I-O. Say it with me now. E-I-E-I-O, E-I-E-I-O. On this farm he had a cow. The cow spoke up and this is how. Say moo, 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 moo. Moo, 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 moo. That's right. Moo, 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 moo. Moo, 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 moo. On this farm he had a duck. The duck would ride in the farmer's truck. Say quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Yes, sir. Say quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. It says, I wiggle my fingers, I wiggle my toes, I wiggle my shoulders, and I wiggle my nose. Now no more wiggles are left in me, so I'll be as quiet as I can be. The other, I always like to go into something else. Open, shut them, give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, place them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, slowly creep them right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth. Ah, but do not let them in. Want to just flow in. Hello. Eyes are for watching. Ears are for listening. Mouth is quiet. Hands are to myself. Hearts are caring. Or there's one of the finger plays that Diane has in there. Since we're going to talk in this lesson plan, I'm focusing on the squirrels and the nuts. There's an acorn. Now, Diane has it in words. I know it as a song, but it says, Almond Acorn, small and round, lying on the cold, cold ground. People pass and step on me. That is why I'm cracked, you see. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm an acorn, small and round, lying on the cold, cold ground. People pass and step on me. That is why I'm cracked, you see. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. So, who likes to eat acorns? Do you like to eat acorns?
I have. It tastes like chestnuts.
I brought a friend with me today, and he loves acorns. His name is Mr. Bushytail. Do you know why I call him? Do you know why I call him Mr. Bushytail? Because he has a bushy tail. I got this. Well, hey, Mr. Bushytail, what have you got to say? Hey, Mr. Bushytail, hey, Mr. Bushytail, looking for nuts today. Hey, Mr. Bushytail, hey, Mr. Bushytail, tell me what do you know? Hey, Mr. Bushytail, hey, Mr. Bushytail, look at the falling snow. I'm a squirrel with a whirly tail, and I love climbing trees all over the world. I'm a squirrel with a whirly tail, and I love climbing trees all over the world. All right, so there's a wide-eyed owl with a pointed nose, 2 pointed ears, and claws for his toes. He lives high in a tree. When he looks at you, he flaps his wings and says, woo, woo, woo. So we thought around Halloween time, instead of doing anything scary or anything like that, it's really not a Halloween scary theme, but you can do owls and pumpkins, and that's what we put on there for. And then the pumpkin vine, I looked out my window and what did I find? Green leaves are growing on my pumpkin vine. Green leaves are growing on my pumpkin vine. Green leaves are growing. Green leaves growing on my pumpkin vine. Then you can change the words. Yellow flowers growing, or black got it? Black bugs crawling, pumpkins crawling. Pumpkin, sitting on a wall. The children sit cross-legged on the floor. Pumpkin, tip and fall. They may fall over if they have room, if you have enough room and you have too many students in your class. Pumpkin, rolling down the street. If you have more than like 6 or 7 students, just have them roll their arms like that. I'll say pumpkin, rolling down the street. Pumpkin, trick or treat. Okay, so another, short one for around Halloween time. I'm a little pumpkin, orange and brown. When I'm sad, my face wears a frown. But when I am happy, all aglow. Watch my smile just grow and grow. And it's so cute to see the little ones do that, because they're like, the turkey on the farm goes gobble, 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 gobble. Gobble, 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 the turkey on the farm goes gobble, 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 all around the barn. And the turkey on the farm goes wobble, 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 wobble. The turkey on the farm goes wobble, 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 all around the barn. La zebra, this is the animal. The zebra, la zebra, the animal that we sing about. Animals are amazing, animals are fun. Animals are grazing somewhere in the world under the sun. A cow, la vaca, this is the animal. The cow, la vaca, the animal that we sing about. The sheep, la oveja, this is the animal. The sheep, la oveja, the animal that we sing about. Animals are amazing, animals are fun, animals are grazing somewhere in the world under the sun. It's the bird catcher song, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to listen for the flutes. If you want to bring and show a picture of a flute, if you have a book, And the flute's a very high-pitched instrument, and it sounds sometimes like a bird. Sometimes the higher flute, you can talk about the piccolo. This happens to be the flute. And as the song comes in, we're gonna listen to it, and as when you hear that flute part come in, we're gonna catch, it's gonna be the little bird floating by. See if you can catch that bird.
Kids love this. I remember doing it with them. They really have fun trying to catch the bird.
You can talk about the song beforehand. You can say who's singing, a man or a woman. What's you hear at the end? You know, so listen to tell me. Do you hear a man or woman singing? What does the bird sound like? Is it a high sound? Is it a low sound? There it is. So every time we hear that flute sound, we're gonna catch the bird. Let's listen.
I'm a very odd sort of man, you see. A bird catcher, yes, that's me.
You're a man.
Love this odd fellow, oh, I'm held quite dear by young and old, from far and near. I spread my net and blow these notes and catch the birds as they come close. And I'm as pleased as I can be, for all the birdies belong to me.
An orange leaves falling, falling from the trees, falling, falling. Pretty leaves are falling down, falling, falling. Pretty leaves are falling down.
Now you can all pick them up.
Pile and jump in and play a while. Autumn time is so much fun. Children, families, everyone. Falling, falling. Pretty leaves are falling down. Falling, falling. Pretty leaves are falling down. Autumn leaves are